So today, we're going to be getting a little bit creative and bending the rules of photography just a little bit. Actually, according to some, we might be bending the rules a lot, but today I'm showing you how to take portraits with a wide angle lens.
What we do here is go back.
Before you go all crazy on me and tell me, Nick, you can't take portraits with a wide angle lens, look at some of these images I shot and I guarantee you'll change your opinion. Now, as cool as these portraits look, they're a little bit harder to get than your average 50mm or 85mm portrait. The reason being is because you have so much more space to play with. By that I mean you have so much more focal length to play with. You've got a much wider field of view to use. A common focal length that a lot of people like to use to shoot wide angle portraits is 35mm. Although that's what the photography community seems to appreciate the most, my personal favorite focal length is 24mm. It's honestly all personal preference, and it just matters what you think looks the best. I wouldn't recommend going any lower than 14mm though, as the distortion will start to get very weird. That's still just my opinion, but experiment with different lenses and see what looks best for you. So the most important crucial thing when shooting these wide angle portraits is framing and composition. Oftentimes when you're shooting portraits with a higher focal length, you keep the camera level with the model's face. However, when using a wide angle lens, you have so much more room to get creative with. To practice your wide angle portraits, I'd recommend getting low to the ground and pointing the camera up at the model's face. The next step is to make sure you're leaving a decent amount of headspace. What headspace is the space between the model's head and the top of the frame. The reasoning for leaving headspace is because it gives you the opportunity to show off something in the background, something such as a tall building or colorful lights. You can even go further with your creativity and apply the rule of thirds to your model and have another tall building or object in the background in the opposite third to create a perfectly composed image. Once you've mastered the low angle, you can experiment with a straight on angle and a high up angle. The same rules apply, keep the headspace and use the background to your advantage. When shooting wide angle portraits, you're not just limited to these three angles. The sky's the limit when it comes down to how creative you can be. Experiment with different shots and find out what works best for you. What works best for me might not work best for you, so experiment a lot and find out your style. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next video.